Welcome. This is Roshana Buchanan with Too Unique Magazine coming to you from Memphis. I am here with the Electric Boogaloo star himself, Michael Electric Boogaloo Shrimp. We call him Turbo and Breakin too, along with Shabadoo's manager, Robert, and his son, his heir, leaving a legacy, y'all, Mr. Vershawn. How y'all doing today or this afternoon?
Thank you.
Good. Yes. So good to have you in Memphis. How have your experience been in Memphis so far?
Awesome. I mean, this is just a beautiful city. You know, we woke up this morning and it's like, this array of just beauty.
Yeah.
So just a beautiful city. Everyone's here is just so warm and welcoming, and so this is beautiful city.
Awesome.
That's the first thing I noticed too. It's like coming from LA, not to compare the LA and Memphis, but it was a different tone. It's like just seemed like everybody was more than unusually friendly. Different nationalities, no drama, everybody just having fun. I was like, we watch the news and we hear things, but just coming out the airplane and seeing that, especially at night, I said, wow. It was almost like a dream. Like, is this happening? Is this real? People were on motorcycles. People, were out. They had their leather jackets, but everything was calm.
Yes.
I was like, wow. Police, they were just there. Nobody was bothering them. They were there in their cars by themselves. I was like, what? They're like, and it just seemed like a tone of respect. I love it.
Love it. So we try to give off that great Southern
It's beautiful.
hospitality.
It was beautiful.
We love it. Thank you.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about yourself, meaning that tell us some things that we may not know. I know you worked with Paula Abdul, found out you did something with Family Matters, that robot that Steve Urkel had was yours. So tell us.
I'll make it very short since we're celebrating the anniversary of the Breakin films. One of the things I'd love to clear up for the record, we never said we were the best dancers. Breakin is not the best dance movie, but as far as the hip hop elements, we were from California, and Shabadoo, the late Ozone, Adolfo Quinones, was from Chicago, but because he had years on Soul Train, and he traveled the world before Breakin, he knew a lot of different other styles, like his voguing, his whacking, all this other stuff from the clubs. So by the time Soul Train came in, the Soul Train line, he went from disco to all this other stuff. So he had a whole generation that he was coming into the 80s. Rerun, hey Raj. So, he had everything on lock. By the time we got cast in Breakin, I was from the West Coast pop lock movement. Uncle Jam's Army, Uncle Jam wants you. Do you know what I mean? Funkadelic, my name is the one. Some people, I was a kid growing up popping with that group, the Uncle Jam's Army, and then of course, Barcades, hit and run, moving boogie body. We were dancing to that kind of funk. So the two worlds, when the movie Breakin came, our hip hop elements, before graffiti and scratch and the whole East Coast thing came in, West Coast people were like, okay, you know what? A lot of the thugs were doing their thing, but they said, okay, we're gonna put our old English letters on, and we're gonna break it down, right? And sometimes we were doing moves like hitting switches with hydraulics, the lowriders. So we had that whole Cali thing. And then when New York came, some people got the little the windbreaker and Adidas, but some Cali people, like his father, Adolfo Quinones, flipped the whole lowrider Chicano thing.
Wow.
Every James almost. No, because he's Puerto Rican, right? So Shabadoo, Adolfo, he said, okay, what's gonna make me stand out is I'm gonna look smooth, right? So he had that real smooth kind of suave thing, and it was kind of a mixture of every James almost, and the Chicanos and the lowriders, I like the way he dances, he get down, and then he smoothed it out with Cab Calloway, the hidey. So when we did Breakin, it wasn't just the moves, it was fashion, it was the culture, showing respect to all styles, locking, popping, and breakdance. But yet we helped. One of the things about his father, Adolfo, and as this is an appropriate memorial to him, his father brought class to street dance. Most dancers would be like, you get some, you break it down, but they didn't even think about, what am I wearing? How do I look? He was like, if you present yourself in a certain way, Then you can go to Beverly Hills. Excuse me, ma'am, what is it that you do? I Boogaloo. Okay. Well, then go ahead and just break it down, my brother. No. So we were allowed in the underground biz, but when it came to upscale, it was like that scene in the movie. You know, they're not gonna stop us. This is not Franco's show. Life was true like that, and Adolfo showed us how to present ourselves. You know, like our mothers and fathers teach us values and etiquette. He's like, okay, you know what? You can lock and you can break down or whatever, but present yourself like you are something, and you're gonna get a paycheck. So I wanted to express that because that needs to be shared for this generation, as well as the other side of what Adolfo stood for. It's bigger than Ozone and Shabadoo. He allowed a lot of people to feel beautiful about themselves. You know, get in the mirror, you know, make sure that you look good when you're on stage, but show respect to every culture.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for that. VQ, tell me, what are the most memorable things that you remember about your father and the legend that he was?
Well, one, he loved dance, and he loved helping young people as much as he can, you know. That's really, I could
remember what? Awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome. We love it. I remember those hats and him being so colorful, and you know, y'all brought so much energy to the movies, to the stage. So awesome. What do you remember, Robert, being on the road or working with Shabadoo that was special to you?
I would say most definitely Shab was always a professional. And so that was his thing on being a professional and doing things with a certain type of etiquette. And so, you know, working with a lot of different artists, you know, I always still, you know, that was one of my top, you know, just in so many ways, because he really instilled a lot, really showed me a lot. And, you know, just the proof is in the pudding now. I mean, his fans are worldwide are still just raving and just, just carrying on that legacy, but again, that legacy of perfectionist, the legacy of being a professional. Yes. That's what he most definitely.
Piggyback off something Robert just said. He always used to tell me, even growing up, this, you know, he didn't strive for good. He wanted greatness.
Yep.
He strived for greatness. Yeah, he was definitely a perfectionist.
I love it.
Yeah, he didn't want 100%. He wanted 110%.
110%.
And if I can interject on that, because I was a minor, I was 12 and a half years old when I met Shabadoo.
Right.
And I listened, and that's why nothing was handed to me. I earned where I am in my career by paying attention and working hard. One of the things that I did as a student in the arts, meaning when you have somebody like his father who had already been in the Screen Actors Guild, a seasoned performer, you're a student of somebody who's already proven that they can make money. So on that merit, I was a student of Adolfo to find out how can I build a career. So in listening, that's the first thing that I picked up on, was how he showed us how to not only present ourselves, but to put a dollar amount on our talent. The only way that you're gonna beat the guy that's really got all these moves is you gotta perfect your craft. So he was teaching us how to master who we are. My style is liquid animation. I didn't learn from the Electric Boogaloos. I didn't learn from these. I learned from every foundation to make my own. So Adolfo was like, well, if you want to be the best, and that 100% means I needed to just drill myself and make sure all my stuff was on point. By the time I did the movie Breakin when I was 15, going into 16 years old. I had already did music videos, but I had mastered 100% my style because Adolfo kept drilling me. Shrimp, don't even worry about bragging rights. Too many of the kids today, they want bragging rights. Oh, I'm on YouTube. Oh man, I got so many views. They love me. You're gonna love me. Look, if they love you that much, it keeps you stagnant. Because if you're all that, then you ain't got nothing to prove. Nope. But if you stay hungry, you're gonna be 100%. I was really hungry. I was so hungry, my stomach growled. I was like, oh mom, please feed me. Feed me, okay?
So feed me some more.
Feed me some more. No, just give me some more. I want some more. No, but I stayed hungry because his father instilled be 100%. at first kids are like, I don't want to do my homework, but I'm glad that we had somebody like his father drill us, because everybody that listened, not just me, if you look at everybody that Adolfo was with, this is where his credit goes. They became greater than themselves because he taught us self-discipline. If you want the honey, you gotta work for it with the bee. Even the bees, he worked them.
He didn't give promise.
But the honey, he's like, I made a lot of honey.
Yes. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, he didn't give props. You had to earn them. Yeah, and he didn't mind as long as you were up to his standards. Neither.
Okay.
So
Okay. So what was that moment with you all being his friend and working with him? What was that moment that clicked to say that, oh, we're gonna be here. We're gonna be friends for a lifetime. Do you remember those moments?
I think for me, just understanding that me, in terms of my career and artist management, that was a skill that I wanted to continue to stay in. And so I wanted to continue to gravitate towards that type of excellence. And so he really most definitely kind of set the standard, or set the bar for me, just on his professionalism, like I said before. But it was just that, because when you start name dropping, Michael Jackson, Madonna, Lionel Richie, Shaka Khan, things like that, I want to be amongst that type of company. I want that type of legacy to be a part of attachment to me. And so with that sealed the deal for me for sure.
Awesome. And the last question, did you have
My answer to that, because if people go back, I was working before the movie Breakin, and a lot of the productions were with Shabda, Adolfo. So when he drilled us with that 100%, you got to remember my age. I was jockeying for street rights. I mean, you had to be a gladiator. It's like a fighter. If you win titles and titles, even if you don't win a title fight, but that guy's a contender, he's coming up. So I was working hard underground. I was scoping out my enemies on the dance floor going, okay, you know what, you're doing all this, guess what, I'm doing all this. No, I was always trying to come up with something that they weren't doing. If that guy wasn't gliding, guess what, I'm Michael McGlider, I'm going to NASA, I'm in space. No, I'm answering them with something, right? You can't get me, I'm like, no. They wanted to beat me up, but I was too fast. I was like, I'm here. What you gonna do? So I was clowning people, and that's where the personality was. It's like, he's beating me, but he's acting fun.
Yes.
I'm like, whatever. It's like, I was killing them with kindness.
Yes.
So I
remember some of that.
I was clowning people. What you want to do? I would go call my mom. It's gonna rain on your head. So as I was in my mode, I didn't even realize to be a master at anything, you gotta practice. Even violinists and piano player, they're there, it's boring, but after all the lessons, pretty soon people go, wow, you're like amazing. So I was literally perfecting my movements. I would just be in my zone. I was drawn from my environment. There was special effects on TV, the Bionic Woman, I was looking at, people morphing, Clash of the Titans. I mean, you talk about going to around December time, a lot of people in the malls have these displays that move. I'd just be like, what's wrong with that boy? I'd be staring, and what I was staring at was the movements. I would look at how each movement would be, and then I would try to add my time into it. So sometimes people looked at me and said, he don't look real. So I was mastering my style. So when I did the Steve Urkel robot, I auditioned, and they said, we have a concept. We want you, this was after Breakin, they said, the producers would like to audition you, but they want to see how can you do a robot version of Steve Urkel. What did you just say? Steve, a robot version has never been done. So I said, give me a day, because the producers don't wait. They move episodes, right? I needed a job, right? I was watching one episode of Family Matters, and Jalil was over the top. Well, okay. Well, I guess I'll just shut up. I was like, I was looking at his regular movements. Then I was like, okay, boom. When I went into the audition, I got the job. A robot Steve Urkel. Because he's like, allow me to present Urkel. I'm like, I'm being so lonely. I get that. No. I brought Elvis in there. At the end, Wilson smiled. I'm Memphis. So The thing is, I had perfected my style so much,
Yeah.
I could become anything. Paula Abdul hired me to be an animated cat because they were going to animate over my movements and my facial expressions. So all I had to do was dance, and therefore, with me mastering that 100% that Adolfo had said, I didn't even realize it, but I was setting the stage for a career in special effects behind the scenes. Now they have CGI and movements where people in MoCam, where you do movements and you got cool aliens like Caesar in War of the Planet. There was a real actor doing MoCam. So I was on this special effects thing. I got a few jobs. If you look at the Bart Simpson, Michael Jackson wrote, "Do the Bart Man," you know, everybody. You know, Michael Jackson wrote the song for Bart Simpson. And years later, he asked me, "Can you help me with this choreography?" I'm sure. I was like, okay, but we gotta do that in Neverland. So
In Neverland.
no. If you see them, because it was on show, she was like, "Okay, I want you to just do your thing, because the song I wrote, so do it." So everybody, when I did the Bart Man, it was interesting because Michael goes, "One thing, Bart's not from the hood. He's a little white kid." He goes, "So it can't be too rhythmic. Bart doesn't know." I said, okay. So I was watching Grease. Go Grease lightning, and the hand jive. If you do. Remember hand jive, bo dilly, hand jive. I was like, that would be what Bart would do. If you look at Bart Simpson, his hand jive. Everybody, it's a hand jive with the running man. So Michael was like, okay, that's good enough.
Oh.
Let's send the footage to Gracie Films and put the video out. No. But when they did that video, I knew. And once I finally got the seal of approval from Mr. Jackson, because years before that, all the credit went to Jeffrey Daniels. It's very true.
Wow.
Everybody was just saying, "Who taught Michael, Jeffrey?" I was like, "Make that move." No. I was like, "Excuse me. I went from 0 to 60 with this guy, from the Victory Tour to Snapping, and Jeffrey was Pop Along Kid." I was like, okay, let me just shut up, because eventually God will bless me with the truth. Boom. Michael's people said, Trip is a choreographer. If you look at The Simpsons Sing the Blues, I'm the choreographer of the animated thing, which means I had been kind of behind the scenes. So therefore, back to the 100% that his dad said. By then, from Breaking in the Broom, I became 100% behind the scenes with my art, doing special effects, in the hopes of bringing young people like 2021 that are on TikTok and doing all this into special effects so they can have careers. That's why when when Robert got with me, because they've been doing their thing so when Robert got with me, he presented me with what Lydell and you guys were doing, and I thought, wow, you know what? Let me see what's going on with the Wake Up Tour evolution in Memphis, just because you all have laid the foundations to help these kids and these wonderful people do music, do whatever they want, like a hip hop school of the arts, a new version of a hip hop Woodstock. So we started from the bottom, now we're here.
I love it. I love it. Yes. Well, thank you so much for your time. I know this is powerful information.
Yes.
And I appreciate you guys. So this is a wrap. Thank you for being with Too Unique. Thank you,
Lydell.
Heal the Hood Foundation of Memphis, for this opportunity and platform. And you all will be at the Drive-In Family Movie on tomorrow, May 14th.
Ridgeway?
At 35, is it 82 Ridgeway?
Ridgeway
Drive. Yes. So again, 35. 3652 Ridgeway Drive. Thank you all so much.
Y'all come down and down.
All right, that's all right.
Okay, thank you.